Hello, my name is Layton Zeddy, and today we're going to do a run of Shadow the Hedgehog Expert Mode Glitchless. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so how does Expert Mode work for Shadow the Hedgehog? You may be familiar with how Shadow the Hedgehog has branching storylines depending on what missions you complete. And all those different levels are all consolidated together into one long playthrough. Excuse me real quick as I do this trick. A little bit faster to get hit there. Yeah, so everything's all consolidated together. So one by one we'll go through each stage. And as we go through each stage, it's a little bit harder. Some changes here and there. Most of the levels are just get to the goal ring, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You unlock this mode by getting all the A ranks in the game. Fun fact is you don't actually need to beat the last story to play this mode, because the last story doesn't give you any A ranks. Yeah, so that's interesting. So far all I've been doing is killing aliens and doing good things to get hero points, so I can use the power of chaos control here. And now let me just skip through the level a little bit. I'm going to cancel it here so I can sneak my way through here while the meter kind of slowly drains instead of fastly draining when I'm using the power. And I'm going to drop my gun here and pick up the Omo Chow gun. Omo Chow gun. Thank you. This Omo Chow gun is just extra ammo needed to kind of blast things out of my way. If I had more ammo with my submachine gun, I'd just stick with using that. But by the time I'm at that point, I don't have much left. But yeah, Omo Chow gun's an awesome addition to the game. The most useful form of Omo Chow. And yeah, obviously because of the requirements to unlock Expert Mode, this is a New Game Plus run, so anything we've unlocked throughout the game so far is available for us. So all the secret weapons, all the keys that allow us to open up the secret doors, all available. And that's going to become very helpful in this next stage here and a couple stages after this. It's going to be all good time. So we start off in stage 1, and now we're going through the section called stage 2. So we'll do digital circuit, we'll go to Glyphic Canyon, and oops, I'm mashing start. I don't need to at this point anymore. Force of habit. Yeah, digital circuit, Glyphic Canyon, Lethal Highway, and then we'll go to the next stage 3 as far as the story is concerned, and do all those kind of going left to right, up to down, and then we'll finish off with the last way. And that's how all that works. So something you might have noticed by now, we are playing on the Japanese version of the game, and the reason for this is because there's just a minor change to the game code. We gotta focus here real quick. I am barely making that. Okay. Yeah, my game code change that allows me to vacuum up an enemy earlier or later on. I'll make a note of it when it pops up, and it's slightly faster. So the ideal fastest version as of right now for this category is either the Japanese GameCube or the Xbox release, any of the regions. But yeah, you can still go pretty fast without this particular change, so whatever you want to do to start, do that. Have some fun. But yeah, what was that? Yeah, so back there I was a little concerned because that area has a local timer where the movement of that like searchlight that I needed to get out of the or get across the stage and make progress started, and I wasn't moving at top speed, so I had to really cut corners there to make up for that. So kind of a quick explainer of like local versus global timers. Right now, like I explained before, that was a local timer, but this here is a global timer. So you look at my timer on the top of the screen, at exactly 2 minutes, everything is exactly where we saw it there with those bars. Those bars are tied to the in-game timer. So right here, this is the part about the change in the game code. That little white orb you saw me vacuum up with my egg vacuum weapon, that was a worm. And normally you would need to jump up into that area, get the worm to kind of detect you and come out of the ground. But here I can just vacuum up without having to worry too much. So we'll use that coming up here a little bit. Yeah, there's like 3 more worms. I'll use that in this stage alone. Glyphic Canyon has an area where it's a little bit nicer if I do that. Otherwise, it's not that big of a route change. For most stages, it's kind of a decent deal for this stage. I think there's a backup, quote-unquote backup, that's like almost as fast for the other versions. I haven't played on those recently, so I'll have to look into that, because that'll be good to know and explain to others. Alright, so now we made it through here. Now where there's normally a goal ring for the story mode, there is a worm. So I am going to vacuum up the worm like that. Real one quick movement. And the goal ring here is going to be at the end of the stage. I don't think we had a chance to explain that. You saw it in the in Westopolis, but typically with stages where the goal rings is kind of in the middle of the stage, they take them and then put them at the end, so you get to play through the entire level. Okay, I don't need that. I'm getting my stages mixed up. In the only dark missions run, you have to destroy the orb in this stage. So I need a gun to do that. So I would do basically everything else exactly like that, but I would quickly grab a gun from one of the beetles so I could have something to shoot it with. But there's no orb, just the gold ring. Okay, Glyphic Canyon. I'm gonna skip this loop here. Loops are slow. That ramp is pretty slow, so I'm gonna just spin dash my way across. Thankfully it works like that. Doesn't quite look like that in other Sonic games. So I'm gonna use this egg vacuum. I didn't really get a chance to explain how exactly it works before, so I'll do that now. So the egg vacuum is basically I hold down the B button, and a cone of vacuumness appears, and if the enemy can be vacuumed, it is vacuumed, and if it can't, it will not be. So, not always the best weapon, depending on what your enemies you need to kill are, but in this case, any enemy I care about can be vacuumed, and it allows me to focus more on my movement. So, that guy almost got me. One of those changes. So right there, kind of in the middle, where I was struggling to get back onto the stage, there's a worm there, and I used the fact that we're on the Japanese build to go a little bit faster there. I'm gonna skip this area here real quick. That was a much better jump compared to the other run I did not too long ago. Yeah, we're looking good. Just gotta make my way down here. We don't have those platforms to spin dash off of, but we can do that here. And I'm gonna make sure we get those 2 guys in Chaos Control right here. And now I need to cancel it right here, so I still have a little bit left, and I can vacuum up a few more enemies to allow me to do another Chaos Control here. Let's skip a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna skip this whole section here by going to the back of the wall there and hitting the trigger, or sending you up the tornado. And now, if everything stays out of my way, which it did, how nice, we can just go to the end. That's 3 stages down. Very good. Okay, I have to stop pressing the start button. There's nothing to skip. Yep, nothing here. When we're doing the story mode, we'll have to skip a bunch of cutscenes and stuff, but there's no cutscenes to be skipped here. Alright, not lava shelter. Lethal highway. So I'm gonna grab some weapons here. And I am gonna get these guys here for their points. And now there's an item timer kind of going here, an item roulette box. I'm gonna grab the fire shield, and as you can see, I'm just kind of running past all those guys. Like other shields in the game, the fire shield will protect you from 1 hit of damage. But if you run into somebody, you deal 1 point of damage to them before they deal any damage to you. So we can just blast our way through things like so. Not having to worry much. There's a bird I had to shoot there. Okay. Looking good. A collision there loaded before the rest of the geometry. That's all nice and fun. Okay, and we're out of here. So, we're going to use the chaos control on this stage to basically skip those vertical sections. And it just so happens we can run pretty fast as is. So, we'll just try to make sure we cut our turns when they make sense to do so. And just run as fast as we can, picking up points along the way. All these barriers and rock debris are also nice to be able to just run through it. That's like the second or third time that's happened to me now. I'm trying to do some light dashes with my X button, but it's also the same button that's used for sliding. And the light ring paths are a bit interesting in this game. Sometimes they work flawlessly, and sometimes they do the exact opposite of what you think they should be doing. So, I'm sure it will pop up again. Keep your eye out. But I'll probably do some sort of frustrated noise because it's something I would rather not have happen. Let's see. Good one. Okay, one more chaos control to skip this vertical section. God, I can't remember the last time I've actually played those vertical sections normally. And I can only imagine they're much harder than they are in the story mode. Those ones are already kind of slow and terrible. Alright. Just gotta do some last couple of loops. You can't really skip these, so just run across. And now we're at the end. So that's the end of the stage 2s. We will now be making our way over to the stage 3s. This is starting with Cryptic Castle, then to Prison Island, and then to Circus Park. A lot of iconic stages. Now Cryptic Castle is going to be an interesting one. A lot of movement stuff. Good. This section here is a little different. They need you to slowly get up to here instead of just quickly up there. Just like in the story mode, I'm going to jump down here and skip that whole section. And we get to move on. They hide the torches in these trees, so that's fun if you've never like really looked around for those. They put a shadow box here for us nicely, so I'm going to use that to take out that Black Warrior, and I'm going to do a spin dash around the tower here to get me to the balloon. The balloon's a little bit faster here. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to do a spin dash right here so I can go up to this upper section they don't expect me to be in, but we're going to be up here anyways, and I can fly across on this part. Alright, so I need to be very careful. I need to get a lot of kills here, because whether or not I can use chaos control later on will depend on how I do here. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to stay low. Staying low will allow me to aim better at these guys. Gotta aim up to get that one. Okay, 1550 is like one short. I can work with that. Okay, gotta get this guy and that guy. The nice thing about the Omachal gun is that it kind of ricochets around. So all those larvae down there, I am turned around a bit. Oh, I am out of ammo, and I barely didn't have enough. I thought I had enough. Bummer. Okay, well, we'll use the chaos control here. So by doing that, I can zoom over here, and if I quickly do this rail and jump off of that butt, I can press the Y button a few times to activate my chaos control. And it just so happens I'm close enough to where the game wants me to take one path over a different path, and it just pushes me right past the door. I could wait for the door to open, but I need to go past. Okay, thankfully we didn't need the shadow or the Oma shotgun anymore after that. Well, otherwise, we're doing okay. One last section here. I'm gonna mash the X button. That lets me go faster on the rails. There's a big scary monster behind us now, but it's gonna disappear soon because we are too fast. Yep, there it goes. Alright, I will take sub 3 minutes. That stage could definitely be better, but we did the best we could. A lot of these point routes or kill routes, they're very dependent on hitting everything. There's not really much wiggle room. Alright, Prison Island. This is one of those stages that changes actually quite a bit compared to the story mode. You'll notice right away that we have a big robot there now that's not normally there. And this robot's not normally here. And so far so good. So just like in the story variant, we do need to get some hero points as well. So I'll be killing aliens when I see them. That fence is completely different. There's not usually 3 of these guys. Getting 2 is fine. There's a little bit of lenience in what I can do here. I don't have to be perfect. So that's nice. Oh. I think we're still good. Okay. Well, the Oma Shotgun. There's a lot of larvae coming up, so Oma Shotgun works great for situations where we need to get points that way. I gotta jump right on there. Oh, he's on it now. Okay. You gotta be real quick about that or else that happens. Okay. Good. And we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna use this chaos control real quick to skip this. And now we need to kill this worm and a handful of enemies to get through that. And now we just skip all this. And we'll end up right here where there's a handful of enemies. Did a quick pause and unpause to make sure the game didn't like lag a bit. But all good. So now I have the power of Dark Shadow, and just like with Hero Shadow, we have the power of infinite ammo and invincibility, so the Acid River can't kill me, and I can kill everything. The Dark Shadow power is the Chaos Blast, which is basically you turning into a nuke, and we'll surprisingly use that later on, but it's otherwise very slow, because all you do is blow up, and you don't move, and you need to move to be able to go fast. That's what I've heard. So yeah, so with the last bit of Dark Shadow, I'm able to run across the acid like that. And now we can use this air saucer to make the rest of the way down to where the last secret disc is for the hero mission in the story mode. But now there's a gold ring. Good fun. Right, coming up next is Circus Park. Now, Circus Park, basically it's just get to the normal ending, and most things are identical, not everything. There's one thing in particular that I definitely want to make sure I avoid. And for that, we are going to be getting the power of Chaos Control. So I'll be killing a few things here and there. And I'm trying to do a spin dash high jump here. And it's not working. Go, go, go. Oh, man. Yeah, so you can see there. You've seen me use a spin dash jump already. But the way the spin dash high jump works is that it takes all that vertical or horizontal momentum and turns it into vertical momentum, and that allows me to go very far up instead of very far sideways. So there's a few sections where we'll be using that. Okay, so Now I got my trusty egg vacuum. The main source of our power is going to be these egg ponds. And I think oh, okay, I'm getting my routes mixed up again. We just got done playing an only hero missions where we need to be careful about how we go around things and how things change. That's one thing that's really hard about playing every category in this game, is that you can get the stuff mixed up easily. I tried to do that, not that often. Like, all of this is all hero mission stuff, and I don't need to do that. Again, don't need to do that, get? Oh, jeez. I definitely make sure I do a bunch of practicing before I do any serious attempts, just to make sure I'm in the right mindset to, like, not make any mistakes that are not expected. Oh, okay, that one's fine. Okay, so with those enemies grabbed, I'm able to skip this section right here. That's like a really, pretty much, I'm going to take all your lives death section. So we don't get to do that now. That's great. And now I just basically run to the end. There's everything here on out is pretty much normal. Just do a quick jump, jump, jump. A little bit faster than having to use the, or just like climbing up normally. Yep. And if for some reason the egg just wants to stay like parallel to the ground, so woo. Okay. Just holding forward there, and now we're good. Alright, coming up next is stage 4s, and we're going to start with Central City. Central City is one of those non-linear stages where both of the objectives are running around the city trying to find bombs. In this case, the objective here is going to be destroying the big bombs. So that's what we're gonna do. Gotta wait for the cages to open, which are based on like a certain enemy trigger. Gotta skip you because I don't need you. Gotta blow up that wall. And looking good. Alright, so here's another bomb here. If you're familiar with the story mode version, you'll notice that we seem to have missed the bomb, or more accurately, the bomb wasn't there. That bomb has been placed later in the stage, and we'll be seeing that shortly. We use Chaos Blast here, and there's enemies falling down from above me. And that's what that's all about. And that's the only time we'll actually use Chaos Control or Chaos Blast. Alright, so now we picked up the Shadow Rifle. I believe this is the first time we've done so. The Shadow Rifle is basically strong enough to take out any of these ground units within a single blast. So this Black Oak that has like the most amount of health, just dead instantly. Oh yeah, definitely overpowered, but it is much welcome for the going fast. Okay, I'm gonna do a spin dash jump here. We're already on a slant, so I'm already going high up. There is a way I can kind of like do a spin dash jump off of that box with the spring that I just jumped past, but I'm not very happy about it, so I usually just play it safe. Last thing I need is to be a half hour into a run that's an hour long, only to have to, oh geez, only to have to do a bunch of jumps and ruin it. Right, there's the last bomb. So, oh good. Alright, coming up next is the Doom. If you're familiar with the Doom, there's a lot of ways to go about this. The objective here is to heal all the researchers, but they're nowhere to be seen. But that's okay, I know exactly where they are, so no problems. So without a switch behind the door that we use as a shortcut, I'm not able to pass it normally. But we found that I can just gather some hero points like so, go grab the heal cannon here. With this I can get more hero points from my allies or enemies that would normally deal dark damage if I was to hurt them. I'm gonna heal you guys, use chaos control right next to the door, and it will just let me through. But now I need to be quick about getting back, because otherwise I will be out of points by time I need it. Okay, now we're in trouble. This is probably gonna end poorly. I made it, okay. Sometimes they can have not enough. So here's all the researchers. Kind of a mean move there where they put them all in one room instead of scattered about like they did in the story mode. But I imagine that it's pretty funny once you realize that. I think for me it was spoiled as I watched the speedrun before I actually played it. I forget. I think I was trying to do some special anniversary event for the game. Anyways. Welcome to Sky Troops. Sky Troops is pretty normal. There's a few differences here and there, but it's otherwise pretty straightforward. I'm gonna grab the Shadow Rifle, take out the Black Oak, and move on. Now if I do this section right, this will go by real quick. Look at that. Super fun to be able to do that. Here's like a walker unit that has really high jumps, which we obviously need because there's no way up besides this thing. Alright, well now we're out. Gonna stay down this lane, looking good. Oh, I completely forgot that there was not a ramp there. This is the first attempt of the night for me to get a commentary run done, so I am pretty happy about how things are going. Alright, we have just enough points so that when I get to where I want to be, I can just get a single kill and move on. So we're gonna do this loop. There's not a real fast way to skip this loop, so we just take it. It's a pretty speedy loop anyways. And there's my target. Bam bam. Now I got this routed out, so I only need to get one set of ammo for the Shadow Rifle. I just can't afford too many missed shots. Are you gonna make the jump? I made the jump. That's a really cool jump. That was figured out recently. Or recently-ish. Otherwise you just do it normally. Alright, so I'm just gonna regather some hero points because we're gonna want to skip a flying section that's coming up soon. Looking good. Up. Okay. Yeah, the shields were blocking me from doing damage, and that guy was able to get a swing in. It's unfortunate, but a minor time loss in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so there's 3 guys here. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna jump into the void and use chaos control. And it just so happens I can get really far in, and the game will not allow me to die here. So we can just keep going. The alternative route is like a secret door route. You can also use a chaos control to go down that way. And it's a little bit faster. I need to do another comparison. I think it's like a second or so faster. But if you don't have enough chaos control and you don't reach a certain point, the game will be like, oh, you didn't make it. You're gonna die now. So it's, yeah. I think I could probably integrate it into this, but I just find the idea of just blasting through, shooting everything I pass, and jumping into the void only to fly away pretty fun. Alright, welcome to Mad Matrix. This is that one stage of all the bombs in the difficult maze. But it's all good, because I have the maze pretty much memorized for how I need to go about it, and there's no bombs to worry about. We just need to go to each of the towers and activate their terminals. Obviously the first one we're doing is the blue tower, otherwise we can't get to the rest of the game. Okay, looking good. I've played this section so many times that even though this camera is pretty busted right now, I kind of know how to go about it. There. Okay, so we are doing glitchless, so I can't do the fun spin dash to go out of bounds momentarily to get to the switch, but the puzzle's not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna grab the heal cannon here. This is our main source of chaos control power for this stage. There's a couple of egg pawns out and about, and yeah, they'll give us the hero points. It's about 10 heals for a full meter. And I guess we can try to count them? I haven't really tried that before, but we'll see. There's another awesome benefit to using the heal cannon, and we'll talk about that when I get closer. Yikes! Okay, that worked. Good, good. So yeah, so in lesson 1, those puzzles don't have to match the color of the tower. So that's already a good thing. Alright, got 2 heals and 1 blast there because of the blast radius. Alright, lesson 2. You don't have to hit all of them. They just have to match as soon as you touch one. So that's all nice and fun. Alright, so there's 2 more egg pawns here. I think this is 3 and 4. But I'm also going to make sure when I heal that egg pawn, I heal the worm. Now, the worm was healed. It gave me some dark points instead of hero points. But it's also now pacified, and it won't be shooting 80 lasers and missiles at me as I'm trying to jump around this little puzzle. And there's a way to do this puzzle where you just kind of jump off the puzzle and land up here, but it scares me very much, especially when you're, again, a half hour into an hour-long category, and doing that would either make your run the best or dead. When it comes to those type of decisions, until I'm going for the seconds, which, like, this category is getting there, but it's not that necessary. Okay, welcome to Red Tower. A couple more puzzles. I almost slid into the other lane there. So this is 5, 6. Okay, now I'm thinking. Yeah, okay, I always get confused because I always think about, like, how many heals do I need? And like, I need. Okay, I gotta count it out again. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, almost didn't make that jump. Thank you. I know there's definitely a 7, 8 coming up. Or a 9. There's a 10, I'm not quite sure where he's at. I do know, like, the way the meter looks to me is always, like, concerning at this point, because I never memorize the numbers. So, I'm pretty sure we're perfectly fine. Alright, final tower, green tower. Gonna make my way across. Skip the jump pad there. Oh no. Gonna grab this puzzle. Good. Okay, yeah, so jump on here, do this, and then there's 2 enemies here. Heal, heal. Okay, there's something I'm not accounting for, but obviously we're fine. We'll do a quick maneuver here to extend my chaos control all the way through the auto scroller. And now we're at the final puzzle. And now I can pick up a new gun. And we're out of here. And I gotta think about that again. I don't think I got any hero points by other means. This is not really a time where I should be thinking about this, but it's all fine. Death Ruins. Alright, so this one's pretty straightforward. Oh, I just jumped off the edge, okay. You wanna jump, you wanna skip those first set of paths, because they'll send you all the way up. But I just wanna skip the loop. And now we wanna kill basically everything in our sight to get the hero points we need. We'll use our trusty egg vacuum. And yeah, 30 seconds is good here. Now, so the way we do this category in terms of timing is the in-game timer. So that death, if this was like a world record contending run, that death makes things really complicated. Because Shadow doesn't really seem to care about any time besides what the timer says at the end, which doesn't account for your death. So, woo, I guess. Not for them game moderators, aka me, but woo. Alright, so I'm just gonna use cap control to skip all of this. And get a few extra points along the way, and that allows me to really pretty much just skip the entire stage. And I'm just gonna play it safe and not do any of the loop skips here. I definitely do this one at the end, but that first one, I just wasn't in the mood. Don't want a second accidental death. Ah, the light dashes! God, light dashes in this game can be something else. I've had a light ring path, just straight, normal. I've tried to use a light dash on one, and I went up on the first ring. It's terrible. I guess it's just how they programmed it to make it more dynamic in their possibilities. So yeah, so welcome to the arc. I started with stage 5s, and we are just gonna chill out here. There's really nothing to do. I just need to fly. Normally they would have you do either fly to the end or destroy the defense matrices, and I'm surprised they didn't do the destroy defense matrix. But hey, we're about a little over half hour, 40 minutes in. It's okay to take a break. So we're just gonna focus on dodging the debris, and we're going to make sure we hit those dash rings where we get a little bit of an extra speed boost, especially on the last ring. Alright. I could shoot some things here. Won't change much because you don't get the power of Chaos Control or Chaos Blast until after you leave your vehicle. This is currently a vehicle known as the Black Bolt. It may look like an organic creature, but it is indeed a vehicle. Alright, we would have skipped 2 of the defense matrices at this point. It's not going to be very recognizable anymore, but if you were listening earlier, you may have noticed that the theme music here is a remix of the Final Rush from Sonic Adventure 2. I think it's pretty neat. A lot of callbacks to Sonic Adventure 2 here, considering that's where Shadow first joined the Sonic universe. Okay, I'm gonna try to hit this one like that, and that gets me on that one. That's good. And now this last one's really important. Gotta get that one. That last one gets me really far into here. Now I just end the stage.
Cryptic.
Alright, up next is Air Fleet. So this stage has some branching paths, but in this case they block off some of the paths, so you only have one way to go, and they make it a little bit harder, I guess. But we're just gonna make our way through. I totally just didn't try to do a spin dash jump to get through there. Funny. But anyways, yeah, I got my Shadow Rifle. Shadow Rifle is a weapon of choice because there's a lot of black oaks in the stage, and I need the Shadow Rifle in order to kill them in one hit. So here they are, and they're melted. Melted. And I don't care about getting every single one of them right now. I want to leave that many points remaining because I want to be able to use Chaos Control later on. Just getting an ammo refill there real quick. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. I am way back here. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we can do. Improv time. I'm gonna steal yours. I think, like, as far as points go, we should be fine. We're gonna use a combination of bullets and some attacks. Okay, we're good. Good on hero points. Just need to dash my way through now. Yeah, it's been a while since I've gotten a death that way, so that's interesting. I know for sure if you... okay. That was a bit early. That's weird. I haven't had that much trouble with that section lately. But yeah, if you go too fast, you'll just fly off. So be careful. Alright, so hopefully I have enough ammo here. I'm not sure how important it is that I have a full set of ammo. Or like over a full set of ammo at this point. We'll find out. Hopefully I don't need any extra dark points either. I think of all the places to have died and restart, that would have been, like, I guess the most ideal. We'll have to make a note of that because it was a checkpoint that I totally missed. That would have put me right next to that shadow box, but then I wouldn't be able to do the route like I'm doing right now. Okay, so dark points are good, so now I'm at dark shadow and I can just run through. I am getting that checkpoint. Give me that checkpoint. This is a lot more safe, but, like, I have absolutely just flown into the void after releasing a charged spin dash. Okay, we're gonna shoot you, shoot you, shoot you. I have to kill 3 more of those black oaks, and we have 7 ammo, so we are looking good. Just barely made underneath that. Okay, one more guy here guarding the gate, but I'm just gonna use Chaos Control to skip it all. Alrighty. Yeah, the alternative in that particular spot was just fall. So, might as well speed that up. Alright, Iron Jungle. Iron Jungle is really not all that different. No ramp, so don't just run in. But otherwise, yeah, we're just doing this kind of like we did any other stage, where I kill some egg pawns to get the hero points I need. One fun fact, I need to do a lot more investigation into it, but there is a trick, or where I'm using Chaos Control works fine in this expert mode, but it doesn't really work out that well in the story mode. But it would on like Xbox and stuff, so there's like some nuances between the different versions of the game. And I'm trying to figure that out as much as possible. But for here, I'm gonna grab these guys and I'm gonna immediately press that Y button after getting a full meter. And that'll get me through all of this and up here. If I try to do that exact same thing on the story mode, I would actually not make it all the way up, which is very sad. But this is good to know because Definitely did not know that not too long ago. Okay, just gonna take this rail all the way down. Gonna do a spin dash right here. Not fall off the edge like I did the other day. And yeah, I just need to make it over to the weight like that, and we're up and out. Alright, halfway through the stage 5s.
Cryptic.
Okay, Space Gadget. Space Gadget has a neat little gravity manipulation mechanic. Kinda speaking back to Crazy Gadget in the Sonic Adventure 2 game, as we can see. Kind of like this, I think, is it the same noise? I haven't played Sonic Adventure 2 in a while. That was my first speed game, and I had a lot of fun, and there was a lot of cool people at the time. Yeah, no, I've somehow become very much obsessed with playing this game. Not really had much time for that. So yeah, so we're just running through the stage. Only mission here is to get to the end, where the goal ring would normally be if you're racing Sonic. There is a Chaos Orb right behind me here, so we are gonna grab that, but I need to be able to do this, the jump, land here, holding down the R trigger here so I can keep the camera locked in place so I don't like get really crazy camera movement, and that will let me take this hero path. Otherwise we'd be forced down the dark path, and I think you can complete the dark path. I think I did it once, but it is much slower, so don't, please. So yeah, that's gonna damage boost my way through that, and it's just a matter of platforming my way to the end. Yeah, so one for the unaware, there is a bit of a terrible design in this stage. If you want to do the normal mission, you have to wait for Sonic to beat you. You can't concede the race early. You just have to wait like 5 minutes, and that is terrible. Especially if you're in the middle of a run where you're doing all the different possibilities of all the paths, and you're trying to do one particular path and there's no alternatives if you mess it up, and then you get a 4,959.99. That's a C rank, by the way. Alright, hello Lost Impact. This one's an interesting stage. There's a lot of different ways to do this for Expert Mode. For Glitchless here, we are going to be grabbing the Heel Cannon and getting like a good first half of our points right here, right half now. So, I kind of talked about using the R button earlier. I don't think I had a chance to explain that. The R button is Shadow's strafing button, so while holding the R button, you can strafe around looking forward in the game, and having that ability while using one of these launcher type weapons is a godsend. Like, it is so much nicer to make sure you're locked on to something. Okay, so I need to make sure I get 2 of these artificial chaos here, in particular you. Oop, get back in there. And you. Up, please land on target. Thank you. Oh, please go through the door. Alright, I'm gonna get 2 more heals here. And I am barely not a full meter, which is fantastic because now I can just skip everything else. And I can go over here. And we can just zoom our way over. And I'm gonna get the guy hiding in the shadows over here. And now I have full chaos meter, and I can skip all of this, and especially all of this. Good stuff. I'm gonna pause and unpause, let the game Oh no, this happened. Oh shoot, what did I have to do to fix this? Oh, I don't know what I did. I fixed it. I wish I had my capture or input capturing there, because I think I held like the L button and it worked finally. I don't know. That's happened before, and it's like, I think it happened in like a run that was either a PB / a record at one point. So that's interesting that it happened again. Wish I could say why. But here's the gold ring. Alright. And with that done, there are now 6 more stages. All of the stage 5s, and 1 last way. Alright, so Gun Fortress is pretty fun. It's not going to be any different than the story modes, except they decided to change the way the level, like, geometry is. And it's really annoying. So here I am zooming along. Don't care about any of this. Just gonna stay to the outside where they can't see me. Make sure I do my movement so I don't skid out. And there's a giant acid river now. And there's like giant gaps in the floor where normally you have a come on, keep going. Yeah, normally you have just a straight bridge, so that's pretty sad. Okay, I'm gonna do a spin dash high jump here off of that rail, so I don't have to do any of the like around the wall platforming there. I'm gonna grab myself a shadow rifle. And with that, I'm gonna take out a few gun soldiers who will give me plenty of dark points that I'll use to just kind of breeze through things without much trouble. There's another one down. I can do a special jump here to skip that. Oh, I totally messed it up. I can skip that one if I jump it at the right time. Alright, I'm gonna do another one of those spin dash jumps here. And that wasn't quite high enough. You can get all the way up to here. But, oh well. Okay, I'm gonna stay to the side here so I don't get lasered or bulleted shot, I think is the proper term. Okay, hopefully I'm not making too many wasted shots. But now we have Dark Shadow, it lets me kind of just not care about these lasers and just mash all I want. See if I can get this. Oh, nope, I just completely butchered it. If you do a light dash there a certain way, you can just barely make it underneath the door, and once you do that, you just zoom on through, kind of like I'm doing like this. It's pretty good fun when you can do it. Okay. Oh, no momentum. Alright, just gonna grind my way through, switching rails as needed. Now this section here coming up, it's a bit awkward, but I have a route where I attack that guy, hold the direction to keep going, and get those guys, so I just at least go in the right direction. And we're out. Okay, so this is the final section. There is an expert mode change here, where again, you don't get like a ramp, you get like a jumping section. This here is like the fastest way I have found to do it, where I don't die somehow. It's really sad. I wish there was a faster way to do this. Alright, 1 down, 5 more to go. Black Comet. Black Comet has been my enemy lately. It's a pretty awesome stage, and there's a lot of cool things it has for it, but it has been very evil to me lately, so I am gonna do my best to like tell it where it belongs, and it's defeated really fast by me. Okay. So far so good. getting hero points here because we have to take that route anyways. Because they block off the other way, that's a little bit faster. I'm gonna grab the shadow rifle here for the remaining of our run. And I'm gonna do a spin dash high jump off of that ledge there. That lets me skip the elevator. That one has been giving me trouble a lot lately too, and I'm happy that it decided to let me through the first time. That's one of those where you get it or you do it like 10 times. Hopefully before the elevator gets back down to show that, hey, you could have just taken the elevator. Okay. So I'm gonna do one last kill here, and I'm gonna do a spin dash jump to get up here. If I happen to mess that trick up, and if I'm quick enough on my reaction, I can actually end up using Chaos Control for a little bit there to get me back up. That's really nice for the categories that allow that. There's one trick there where you will be in that room, and I'll let you know when the next room pops up, but you can go out of bounds and just basically skip majority of the game, or majority of the stage. So I'll let you know when that section pops up. I'm gonna take this air saucer. They want you to go all the way around the outside, but you can do a double jump here and a bit quick homing attack off that ledge, and that gets you up and through. You can do a spin dash jump across this river despite all those Bigfoots being there. I don't want to. They're scary. Okay, now it's time to count. We need 10 hits. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I really should have been more careful there. We took a hit really early on, and that one guy that was shooting at us above the bridge usually gets another hit on us. 2 hits and I'm dead. There's no amount of invincibility of Chaos Control. By the way, here's where you would have landed. No amount of Chaos Control, no amount of quick thinking. You're just dead because of this basically insta-killing you. Alright, so I'm gonna just jump down here, pass the store, use the Chaos Control. Despite me basically immediately using it up, I just get to do all that. Isn't that fun? Alright, safety checkpoint. Because weird things can happen. That was odd. Now I'm just gonna make my way through. One final stretch. All these tentacles are here for some reason. Alright, they want you to go around back for the spring pad, but I have no time for that. So we'll do the same trick. Alright, that's another one down. Next up is Lava Shelter. Alright, so I gotta... Hopefully I get the neutral glitchless out of my head, because the stages are pretty similar in terms of the kill route and what you have to do for them. And I definitely need to do this one a certain way, where the other one I had to do it a different way. So I'm skipping all these enemies, I really don't care about them. Well, plenty of opportunities to get points off of them, or off of these units in the stage later. We'll do a spin dash jump here, do some triangle jumping, and there's a shadow box up here I'm going to grab the shadow rifle from. Actually, do it? Yeah, no, I get confused about if it's shadow rifle or egg vacuum. But shadow rifle it is. Sometimes these weapons are interchangeable. In this case, I can make it work. Come way up here, shoot you. Oh wow! Normally that first shot like is a little bit closer. That was way off to make it. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it was totally egg vacuum here. I'm pretty sure it was totally egg vacuum. whatever. We have the egg vacuum now. So one thing they do in this stage is they have egg pond enemies immediately blowing up the generators to raise these lava levels. Oh, that is not great. I might have gotten that a little too early. Let's find out. Okay, no. Okay, we're good, we're good. So, that section that went up real quick, super long. It's not a good time. So I'm glad we did. One thing I was trying to do there in my panic was cancel it out real quick, because you can do a thing where you cancel your chaos control shortly before you run out, and you start it up again, and you have to go a certain amount of distance before it'll stop you, so you get a little more distance. For our non-Japanese speaking friends, Cheese said, "Good luck, Shadow." So yeah, so what I did over there is there's a little platform that eventually spawns and comes down to pick you up if you miss the platforms you're supposed to take normally on your way up, so I just kind of landed on it and used it to go past it all. So, pretty neat trick. Doing our spin dash jumps to go from platform to platform. And now I have the satellite laser. This is the weapon I'll be using to hit a switch that's behind a secret door. And that'll let me just activate the switch a little bit faster than having to wait for the door to open. So, pretty neat. Oh, this stage has a really cool trick I want to show off too. But it's really like, I'll basically be back at the point where you normally meet Vector. But we're gonna do it. It's unfortunately one of those tricks where you gotta go for it, and if you try to go for the checkpoint, you will actually lose your chance. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna land on that platform there, jump off of it like that. Look at that! How awesome was that? And now I'm just gonna spin dash down here. Yeah, really proud of. I thought I was dead, but really proud of figuring out that one. Alright, so here comes the secret door. You can hear the switch was activated, the laser coming down from the sky despite the arc being above it, and now I get these light green paths, like so. And we can skip this next section, which is horrible without these light green paths. Just gonna make my way down. There's one here. I'll take the dark spin dash vine up, and we gotta be on the lookout for any colliding objects. We don't have any this time. These platforms you're kind of seeing off screen, those can be in your way, and you can run into them and they will stop you. I've definitely recovered before, but try not to put yourself in that position. Alright, there's a computer room, bingo or something. And we're done. 2 more stages. Alright, this is the final of the story mode missions, levels. Final Haunt. Back on the Black Comet. And now, here's another little quirk of the Japanese build. For some reason, there is a problem with the way the game designers programmed in the enemy spawns. So I will probably take a hit against my own will, despite knowing ahead of time what the problem is. Okay, I definitely do not want to kill you guys, so I will make my way past you. Alright, there's an assassin here I want to kill. There we go. I want to jump off of that slope of geometry. Take out that assassin. Now, fun thing, this black oak over here, it's like a special kind of blackout, and it gives you a little more extra points than normal. I forget if that's necessary for this route to work, but here I go. And so this is also the trick I explained earlier in Lava Shelter, using or stopping really quick and activating again to get a little bit further. Okay, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. God, they hurt me. Oh no. Okay, so I'm only getting 3 kills instead of my usual 4 there. This is because I'll be getting a decent chunk of points in the section I have to go through next. I'm gonna take this safe. Just like that. That looked like I barely made it. I'm gonna pretend that that was just fine. So I'm gonna kill these 2 assassins like so. Take up this vacuum gun that's kind of like the vacuum, the egg vacuum. But what happens is when you pick up something that you can vacuum, it becomes a projectile that you can shoot. Just like I did with that, like spiky balloon thingy. Okay, I need to do a better job of that. Thank you. Alright, checkpoint for safety, although I don't want to have to use it for safety because I'll lose all my points. But if need be, it's there for safety. Just so I don't have to start the whole level over again. Alright, can I get this trick for once? Yeah! Okay, that's a little neat maneuver I found not too long ago. And that really speeds things up for that section. I just happened to hit the wall at the right angle and everything. It's super cool. Alright, so using Chaos Control to skip all this. A good chunk of the level. And from here on out, we basically just run to the end, and honestly, that's like the last hard thing to do in this run. Like, Expert Mode has its like nuanced thing, but it's nothing that you can't just take your time with and guarantee. So we just get to run to the end now. So I got timer running off screen here. We've already passed the time for beating my current world record / PB. That's fine. I had no expectations of that. I've done like one quick event run recently as of this recording, and then besides that I haven't been playing this stage in months or something. So I think we're doing pretty good considering that, especially where we're at now and 1 stage remaining. It'd be good stuff. Alright, so this is the stage you play if you do the last story. Fun fact, since you only have to do the A ranks, and the last story does not give you A ranks to unlock Expert Mode, you could be playing this stage for the first time, just like this, instead of with the other ways. And we've got the Shadow Rifle. And we're just gonna open up this door. There's a giant hole in the ceiling of this little hut thing. So if you're like really quick about it, you can like save a little bit of time going around it, but I've found that I'm not very good at it, so I just wait for the door. And here we go. Gonna just skip all this. Skip my way through this slowly, apparently. And alright, I'm gonna do this. You have to hit this last guy twice though before I will let you pass. Okay, time to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that was the getting of the black vote concerned me, but it didn't give us enough points, so I'm fine. I had to do that just like that, basically immediately starting Chaos Control, just like we saw in Lawson or Iron Jungle, because if I was ever so slightly too slow, I would have gotten stuck where all those bombs were, and it takes a while to get Chaos Control again when you're there. No thank you. Also, time's coming up, and time. That is Expert Mode Glitchless. The time RTA for this run is 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 21 seconds. The in-game time is, I have no clue because we died a few times, and that's like terrible to calculate, so I'm not even gonna bother. But normally it's just add up the stages, but if you die, it gets really complicated with checkpoints and trying to keep track of the timer continuing after you die. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. If you're interested in seeing this shadow content more often, check out my Twitch stream. That's where I am mainly, and this YouTube channel is more for just uploading runs and of runs I've already done, and maybe a tidbit here and there. I think the other week I uploaded a comparison thing that is just good for knowledge for the speedrunning as a whole. So subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to or follow on Twitch, and I will see you guys later.